Consumer Group, which found there was a huge variation of 4G coverage and download speeds throughout the UK.
The report compared 20 biggest cities, and as we said, Steph's Middlesbrough was the best city for 4G access, 83% availability.
The worst, at 68%, was Bournemouth. London was placed 16th on the table with 74% coverage.
Research suggests users can only get a faster 4G connection 2/3 of the time. So why does it differ so much, and what is the impact of all that?
Joining us now are technology and marketing expert Dan Sodergren and Hamish McLeod from Mobile UK, the trade association for 4 of the big mobile network operators. Morning, both. Thank you very much indeed. Hamish McLeod, first of all, look at those figures. How would you describe them? Because it's incredibly frustrating for people. They're sending us messages saying they can't get it, they get it one place, they don't get another. Why?
Well, many factors influence how we roll out the network. The geography of the place, the ability to acquire suitable sites, and the ability to get planning permission. But I think the important thing to emphasise is that this is not a static situation. In the current cycle, the operators are investing about £2 billion per annum in improving the coverage and the capacity you can obtain on the mobile networks in the UK, so that by the end of 2017, a 4G signal will be available in 98% of premises from at least one operator, but probably more.
And there's a big jump up, isn't it, Dan, in terms of speed and what people are using their phones for between 3G and 4G. Can you give us a sort of an idea of what that jump would be?
Okay, so from a kind of a human standpoint, I don't know, if you were running a bath with 2 taps, that would be 3G. If you had then 8 taps, maybe that would be like 4G. So it's a lot quicker, it's a lot better. It does tend to drain your battery life a bit, but that's not your guys' fault. I think there's a really interesting point there that it's 98% coverage, but again, it's potential for that coverage, isn't it? And I think they promised this a long time ago, about 4 years ago. We were thinking the same kind of thing. I don't know if we're there yet. It's not perfect, and I think not only do these guys need to be putting a bit more money in. I know 2 billion sounds like a lot, but actually we should be investing in this. It's really important. It's almost as important as water. It's what's going to be powering the next industrial revolution. Mobile connectivity is hugely important, personally, but also privately for businesses. Personally, we use our phones so much more than we used to. We use mobile phones now more than we use desktops to go on the internet. For example, classic example would be me and my wife got married a couple 8 years ago. We had little picture cameras we gave out. The snappies. But now, because the wind-up thing, exactly, because it's cute, kind of retro. Now, my brother's wedding this weekend, it's all going to be streaming of the video, most probably. It's probably all going to be on Facebook live streaming. This is a huge amount of data. There's more, I guess 90% of the world's data has been created in the last 2 years. So think about that. These guys, they've got a hell of a job on, but I think they should be doing more.
I guess, what's your response to that?
We absolutely acknowledge that, and we are doing more, and we need to work, as the report also highlights, more closely with government, both at a national level and at a local level, because it's very, very important that we can get sites through the planning process, that local development plans acknowledge the importance of mobile coverage and have a very pro-mobile stance, and that we can get access to public assets, assets owned by the state to build out the network. As we move from the big towers and we add capacity to the network, we're increasingly using street furniture like bus stops and the sides of houses, and getting access to that sort of thing will make it much, much.
Do you think you've been caught out by the speed of development?
It's perfectly true. In the last 7 or 8 years, the demand for mobile data has gone up 50 times. So we are increasing capacity. That's the response. We are increasing the geographic coverage, and we are obviously upgrading from 3G to 4G. So there's a lot of work on. Yes, it's perfectly true.
I think the honest truth is we can't just blame these guys. I mean, they do make money as well, so that's not completely altruistic what they're doing. But the government could make it top of the agenda. I think they really do need to. The mobile data is really important. We were just talking earlier, wasn't it? We're 54th in the tables. I mean, that's not. I don't think globally, yeah. I don't think that's acceptable. We may be ahead of Europe in many, but you said Italy and France and Germany are ahead of. but we're not ahead of the rest of the globe, and we have to really look at this, because the next industrial revolution will be based on mobile connectivity. Internet of Things, automated cars, all this will run on these networks, and if they're creaking now because they're not putting the money in, who's going to put the cash in? I don't think we should, as consumers. They can't blame us for consuming more of their product, because that's actually what they wanted us to do.
And you said it's a short amount of time, isn't it? Because you said 98% in premises by the end of 2017. So I imagine, you can feel the pressure of that deadline. Does that mean, for example, that Mark, who's in Newport in Wales, he says it's really good. Joe says 4G signal is fine in the village in North Norfolk. You go a mile away down the road and there's not enough signal to make a call. Will that mean that that sort of thing is going to change for people?
Well, it's very difficult to respond to that specific question, but yes,
sort it out.
There is.
I'll give you one.
It's a never-ending task. It's like painting the Forth-Grey Bridge. The history of the last 10 years is that we've increased the capacity, we've increased the capability, we've increased the geographic coverage, and that will continue.
It is frustrating. Lots of people saying they get 4G at one table at work, and then they move to the next table, and they can hardly get anything.
There's always a cut-off point with all these things. But I think deep down they have to invest more money into this. Not saying, oh, sorry, Norfolk, it's unlucky. They've got to put something up in Norfolk.
Thank you both very much indeed.
Right, let's get